The 2022 FIFA World Cup is in full swing. The host Qatar having faced Ecuador last night in the opening game. African champions Senegal won't have much time to settle in with their first match of the tournament on just the second day against the Netherlands. Benjamin Leshoro is part of our team that's in Qatar for the World Cup. Joins us now live. And Africa, Benjamin, has not reached the semi-finals of this football showpiece. Will Senegal be the ones to change that?
Good afternoon, Tembegile, and good afternoon to all our viewers at home. Well, we're all hoping here in Qatar that Senegal will be the team, the first African team to go into the last four of the FIFA World Cup. They came close themselves in 2002, but the last African nation to come as close as possible to the semi-finals was Ghana back in 2010 when they were knocked out in cruel fashion by Uruguay in South Africa. So we're hoping here that Senegal, the African champions, will finally get it done. They have tried several times and they were knocked out in 2018, would you believe it, just because they had more yellow cards than Japan in their group. So they were level on points in the final group match or after the final group match, and because of that they had to go on the grounds of discipline at the tournament. So they had more yellow cards and they had to unfortunately head home and couldn't go into the knockout stages. They'll obviously, as African champions, want to represent the continent with aplomb here in Qatar. It won't be easy. The obvious thing on the starting lineup, the missing name there will be Sadio Mane, who was confirmed a couple of days ago that he's ruled out of the tournament, having suffered injury playing for his team Bayern Munich in Germany. They were hoping, remember it was reported earlier a couple of weeks ago that he got injured, but they selected him anyway, hoping that he will recover in time. But the team doctors announced just literally 2 days ago that it cannot happen. He will not be able to be a part of the World Cup in Qatar. Senegal will have to do it without him if they go any further than the group phase.
And Benjamin, give us an idea of, I don't want to say African representation, but the presence of the various African fans there and what they are looking forward to most at this World Cup, not least of which, of course, hoping that a local team from the continent reaches the semis at the very least.
Yeah, there's always going to be the traveling fans, Tembegile, and we will later on be reflecting that. The Senegal fans, obviously because they're playing today, they're gathering somewhere to watch the game at some of the fan parks. We did come across some of the other fans who are not necessarily from the nations who have qualified, who did say that they are from Africa. They came to watch the games. There's fans of Ghana here in Qatar, the Black Stars having qualified, and I'm not too sure how South Africans feel about Ghana being at this World Cup, having knocked Bafana out of the qualifying stages to be able to get to the World Cup. But we will be rooting for them as one of the African nations. So fans have come in numbers, I could say, in reasonably good numbers, of the 5 African nations that will be represented here in Qatar. And as you can imagine, the Arab African countries that have qualified, the likes of Tunisia, the likes of Morocco that are in the World Cup, they will have heavy support here in Qatar, with some of their supporters already staying in the Gulf states. So we will be getting to a lot of them as the tournament goes on, as some of the games in their groups are playing on those particular days.
Leshoro for us in Doha, Qatar this afternoon. Thank you for the FIFA World Cup.